Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the first official episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl BD.
It's your girl 4M.
And today we are going to get into Conned by My Church. And we play the trailer at the end of the intro of the intro episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't say last episode, but it was just intro.
As in, like a minute. So today we're going to get into that. If you've seen it, then feel free to envision the people with us and things. If not, by the end of this, you will feel like you have seen it.
Yeah, okay? Most of my notes were on guys that were buff. That's literally all of my notes. He had such a thick beard.
I knew... Anyway, let's
did you know the ones that...
Let's get into it. Okay. Okay, so this SPAC Nation, which, can I just say, I didn't know what SPAC stood for.
Oh, I don't know. I still don't know.
So it was in the description. It stands for Salvation Proclaimers Anointed Church.
Wait, description of the actual doc or
Yeah, they have the writing at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said it there.
So say it again.
Salvation Proclaimers Anointed Church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be going.
And this is not the first documentary about SPAC Nation. As we see in this documentary, they sort of reference some of the other documentaries.
I think they referenced the Reggie.
Yeah, and there's like an MTV one. They're more positive than this one. This is more like an investigative look at.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it starts with, we have a lovely little church scene. Everyone's doing praise and worship. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's singing hallelujah to the Lord. Amen. And as someone who goes to church, I can relate. Do you know what I mean? Which is why this documentary, it doesn't get on my nerves. But it's kind of as somebody who goes to church, and understands, when people, they say things like sowing seed, giving and things like that, I understand that as it's supposed to be in terms of when it's not been defiled by what we're going to get into. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But I feel with me, because I've never been to that kind of church, so for reference, I'm Catholic. Church, yeah. So when I do go to church, I love you, Jesus, but I don't make it a lot. When I do go to church, I go to Catholic. It's a very different vibe. So I was a bit I found myself questioning what the hell is sowing seed? Why would
yeah, and that's you as a Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
Let alone someone
who's not. So it was. I think it's wild, but I guess we'll get into it. Good perspective.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Okay, so we meet some people. We don't really know their names at this point, but we later find out this girl, her name is Lovis, and she says something at the beginning, and it makes you just think. It just makes you think okay, cool, trashing it. She basically, they're talking about the church. Everyone knows, if you're from the UK, they dress fancy, they wear designer, Louis this, red bottoms that, everything like that. And the Lovis girl says,
the clothes people are wearing is very fancy, it's trendy, it's designer. So I'm thinking, wow, okay, if church is like this, then sign me up.
Yes, I had that in my notes too. Literally, I was this is wild because it skewed the whole Jesus wore sandals, okay? He was a carpenter. He was a lowly man.
This is the thing. I understand it, and prosperity preaching is one thing, but also you don't.
What is prosperity preaching?
It's just give. God will give you. God will bless you. Money. That's prosperity preaching. And the thing is that I don't believe in all that, but I also don't think you have to be poor. You don't have to suffer. Okay, Jesus wore sandals. Does that mean that I should go barefoot just because?
But I do personally, and I'll put this out there from the beginning because I think you'll understand why my thoughts or my notes are the way they are. I do think that especially if you're a leader in the church and your only job is being a church leader, you shouldn't live an extravagant life, and it shouldn't be the forefront of your preaching as well.
That's what I mean. That's prosperity.
Yeah, so I had in my notes really early on he rolled in a Lambo.
Yeah, we'll get there. There. So she is saying, oh yeah, churches like this sign me up, which just makes me think sis, this is why you're in the position that you're in.
Things.
Honestly, I mean, I feel bad for her later. We'll get into that. But I was just thinking, sis, okay, cool. If you went there because you wanted to wear lubes, you can wear lubes without doing up church.
But that's how they scoop up this. We'll get into
that.
That's how
you go. So next we see a clip of the pastor, the leader, the father, the head honcho, of SPAC Nation.
Funny you said head.
No, okay. His name is Toby Adeboyega. He's Nigerian. Of course he's Nigerian.
I feel we shouldn't say that on the pod. I feel we shouldn't say, I feel just let people find out he's Nigerian by themselves.
But he's Nigerian. They can tell by his name.
But I don't.
He's Nigerian. The man is Nigerian.
Yeah. Okay, but us women here, we're different kinds of Nigerians.
As a fellow Nigerian, it's disappointing. But he's Nigerian. We can't change the facts.
What's that meme? Disappointed but not surprised.
Yeah. Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly.
Legit.
So yeah, we meet him. He's all like just all nice, and he's like the head of the church. He's the one in all the previous documentaries. La 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 la. Cool. Okay, next. And this is the bit that Forenz is gonna be excited about because we meet Curtis. Curtis with a K. Yeah.
Ooh, Curtis, call me.
And like Curtis has a beard in it, and if you listen to this podcast long enough, you will know that like Forenz and a beard, like that's it. That's
my type is very basic: black beard,
black big beard,
big African. Yeah. Actually, I would do an African American, Black American too.
Anyway, Curtis has a beard in it. Curtis has a beard.
I had in my notes before we even met Curtis. I was like, why does the pastor dance like this?
Like what?
The way he was dancing was really weird.
How was he dancing?
It was weird. And then also, why would you trust a man in this attire? Did you see his attire? White.
I mean, everything he was wearing was questionable.
White trousers,
at every stage.
White trousers, pink jacket. Not even like the pink, like Jay-Z, like Rock Nation brunch mauve pink. It was like bright Barbie, like I'm a Barbie, let's go party pink. So you only have yourself to blame.
Honestly. Okay, cool. So Curtis with a K is basically talking about how this Pastor Toby is like, I came to the UK, I didn't have anything, look what I've made of myself.
He always emphasises that he came to the UK with nothing. And he worked as a kitchen porter, and he was extremely generous with his giving. And from there, he's built up to become what he is now, which is this image of wealth and extreme luxury.
The danger in that, is they try and make it like, okay, look, I had nothing and look at me now.
Yeah.
You too can be something. Mm-hmm. And I am the one to show you how to become that something. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I'm the leader.
Exactly, like I'm the leader, follow me and we'll,
Okay, Moses.
And he said things like, even when he didn't have money, he would give to the church. Yeah. All that stuff. So it's kind of like planting the seed. Like, okay, I don't have money, but if I give to the church,
I'll be like this.
Exactly.
I'll be driving Lambo.
Exactly. Everyday Lambo, pink jack, flagrant shirts. I literally have in my notes, okay, meanwhile, you're getting all these scenes of him in Lamborghinis.
Literally.
Cool. It's actually mad. So then we meet the Nino guy, who's like the only non-black person.
Yes, I wrote in my notes, it might be ignorant of me, but I thought this church was like predominantly black people. I was so surprised.
Do you know what it is? It's that the culture, that like African culture, it's kind of like understood that like this is church, innit? And this is what pastors and stuff expect. Yeah. So seeing someone who wasn't black, being falling for this, it was kind of like, wow, mad. Like, how did you get here?
Because it's a very unique black African as well.
Exactly.
Like mode, I don't know if that's
and
the
like
right
manipulation
word.
Yeah. I just didn't know how we got there. So that's literally what I said. I just didn't know how we really got there. And he basically says everything that like Curtis with a K is saying. And he just says all the same things, the different experiences that he had, and all that jazz. And then we get a clip of Pastor Toby. Again, remember I said before that he's been on loads of like publications and loads of like different things. He's on Victoria, Derbyshire. Do you remember this bit? Talking about
over 55% of the people in the church were ex-gang members, drug dealers. We had over 1,000 people, young men, came forward to renounce that life.
And it's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to do better and help people and change the lives of young people. But like they shouldn't have to pay for it, which is literally what it is.
You're doing,
like then they would go to a program that would charge them.
Exactly.
And they would,
or
do you
the
see what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, or the government. Oh, we'll get into the government later, right?
But then literally, even like Nino, he says like how charming and charismatic like this. Even though I couldn't see it, I didn't see. Maybe it's because I know someone, but I could be charmed by a man like that. But then it just reminded me of
the pink
and the head. His head is. We'll get into that.
He looks like a Nigerian.
But it reminded me of like Jim Jones in Jonestown. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, literally, and it's one thing they all said about him. Yeah. Like he was.
It's very cultish, actually.
100%. Like
there's more cultishness to
come, but like literally 100%. It's very like cult and secretive, and like our leader is so, and it's always this one leader with absolute power. It's
in
very
control
Greenleaf.
Of everyone. Yeah. Hey, shout out Greenleaf. So I didn't know this, but I didn't like the whole SPAC Nation thing kind of blew up, but I didn't know how it sort of came about, right? And then they tell us about this Instagram video that Vic Santoro put onto Instagram, obviously, in July 2019.
I want to know why in church that's supposed to be helping young people, is encouraging young people to go and open business accounts or businesses they don't have so that they can share the money.
Basically talking about how his brother was going to SPAC Nation, and they got him to open up a business account and asked him for money, blah blah blah. And like the only reason that I know about Vic Santoro is because of his beef with AC.
Yeah, I don't have a clue who these people are.
African Childs.
No.
Did you not see African Child on Gasworks?
No, I don't know what that gas thing is you just said. I'm
Can
far
you be in
I
the UK culture?
I know. I'm so like Americanized, aren't I?
You need to sort
I
it
know,
out, mate.
but I did put down Vic would be nice if he had a full beard. So that's my contribution to the Vic.
Okay, so right now, Curtis with a K, you're
and
on. Vic Santoro.
Y'all need to holler at your girl. Hey.
Okay, fam, these men are in the UK, they probably can. So don't sell dreams. But yeah, so he's chatting. He's got some flagrant shit on. He's chatting about how his brother got duped. This is their MO. They register a company in your name. They open a business account with your name, your details and stuff. In this situation, like he didn't even fill out any application forms. Like they basically took his details and then did everything.
For me, it just seems like it's too easy. How is it this easy?
But then deep it, these men, they're all young. They're like in their 20s. And not to say that like everyone in their 20s is dumb. I reckon I probably would not have given them my bank details at that age. But you're vulnerable. You don't have money.
Yeah.
Everyone around you is doing up Louis Prada.
Yeah.
Shout out Carly. And then like you're just, do you get what I mean? You kind of feel like, all right, cool. And then also there's a bit later on where the guy's like, one of the generals is like, oh, are you not going to trust me? I'm a man of God type thing. So
literally. And I literally had that in my like notes here. I was just like, this is the issue with a lot of like African homes and the culture. It's like when someone is a man of God, literally church over everything.
You can do anything.
The man of God, and
even
this comes up again with like in the end with someone else, but I'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah,
so it's mad. So basically, he gets a £2,000 overdraft. He's like what, 20? Yeah, he's 20. £2,000 overdraft. Withdraws 1,400 and then gives it to them. This is how they just be ruining your credit anyhow.
Literally anyhow, up and down.
Up and down. Literally just ruining your credit anyhow. Part of me, is kind of like, these men are moving a bit mad. Like, these people, as in like the members, are kind of being naive. Like, 100%. Think, innit? Like, use your head, think type thing. But then Vic Santoro talks about like the manipulation.
So he would obviously take their word for it. Why would you use God's name to trick me?
Which is true. Like, if you sit down and you think about it, like, they're actually being manipulated.
And it's vulnerable people. Like, if you think about, like, I couldn't imagine myself being in that situation. But it's also because I come from the kind of family structure where I wouldn't be able to be in it because I have, like, active, involved parents. But, like, if you're missing that, like, I remember earlier on, like, Nina was talking about how, like, he was depressed and he doesn't chat to his family. Of course, like, if you're in this world alone, you're gonna fall and you want a family. A lot of them are looking for a family.
Then Pastor Toby is being, like, projected as this father figure.
Exactly, like, he can do no wrong, like, he's your daddy. Because people call him daddy.
Yeah, they just move mad.
Daddy.
Hey, if you got a daddy,
you let it get your panties. Hey, daddy.
Oh my God. But then, we get to this bit. Alright, so boom, we get to this bit, 2 twos now.
See, I am UK.
A little bit barely. So we get to this bit, where Pastor Toby, it's like a video of Pastor Toby chatting. Do you know what I'm gonna say? He's like, so a basic person should give £1,000.
I screamed!
A basic person in a month should give £1,000. I think that's normal. I think it's no big deal. It's not even that deep.
I think it's normal. No. I don't think it's that deep.
That deep made me feel sick to the pits of my stomach, because you know what he's doing when he's saying I don't think it's that deep. He's trying to be down with the lingo.
He's trying to be down with the lingo and also stamp in your head.
Exactly. And then how can you say to someone, "Oh, I don't think it's that deep to donate"?
It's
like,
normal. Hold on. 1,000 Great British pounds.
GBP.
1,000. Some people don't make that in a month. £1,000. It's not that deep. So that's what. Hold on. Let's really just think about it.
Say your salary is like. Even if it's 20k, because you still pay tax.
No, I think it's like under 17 or something. Anyway, £1,000, to give to the church. That doesn't include your bills for your house. Nope. That doesn't include any like bits and bobs you need to get. That doesn't include food. It doesn't include transport in this London that they live. It doesn't include any of that.
If it's not that deep, you take it upon yourself to donate all that money. Then how much? Anybody asking Pastor Toby, how much are you putting in to the what do you call it thing a month? Or a week. Has anybody asked him? His aim is just to drive Lambo and buy a pink jacket. Okay.
This is the thing. Nino comes back, Nino is now saying,
I know people personally that have given £1,000 a week. You don't ever question how you get the money. You just get the money and give.
But nobody talks about how they get that money.
They don't question how they get the money. And you know what makes me laugh as well, yeah? Before, remember he was talking to Victoria Derbyshire's show about how 55% of them used to be drug dealers, used to be gang related, blah, 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 and they've all been reformed. Do you not think that you putting this pressure on them to do
it's
grand a week
right back.
will not make them feel, cool, I can get £1,000 a week.
These
you know
people are living that flipping power lifestyle out there to give money to the church. That is such a warped concept.
So
can you imagine James
St.
St. Patrick?
Like rob Peter to feed Paul.
Literally. Can you imagine James St. Patrick doing all the stuff he does on power just to like just to give it to church? Like, church is meant to be a sanctuary. Like, it doesn't make sense.
It is.
That's where you're meant to go when you don't have money and you need support from like the community, not to be like scrambling to.
It's just mad. There's no way you can look at it and tell me make it make sense.
But I feel like the deeper this documentary went, the more I was just like, how the fuck is this church allowed to exist?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense to me that they're still they're so blatant in like their existence.
Yeah.
Like they're not even
they're loud and proud about it.
Literally, they're not even doing it underground. Like they're still on Insta, still post I went on every single one of these like leaders pages. Dior this, Louis Vuitton this, that. And I'm just like, if you see my hand movement, I wish you could see my hands.
She does like, you know Ash JJ Fish, yeah? When he's doing his popping and locking.
Girl.
Okay, so then we meet this guy called Sema. He's like, I guess he's a bit older than the typical...
He is.
I think he was like 23 or something.
I don't know why I've got 26 in my head.
I don't think he was that old. I think if he is 26 now, but this didn't happen now, it happened before.
Fair.
We get into him a bit later, but this is just him coming to basically be like, yeah, he agrees with what Nino said. Cool. Moving on. So Curtis with a K and his beard is back, yeah.
Maybe.
So he's actually talking about like the people in the church, like people who give the most, they're kind of like noted and endorsed. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, they big you up. So if you now manage to give your 1K, 2K, or however much you give a week, they notice it. So you now feel like big man on campus, like yeah, these men rate me, and I guess that just makes you want to do it more. Like
more clout.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
Do anything for clout.
It reminds me of like, you know that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they have like the Nutri Boom? It's like boom boom, Nutri Boom. Do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I do, but I don't know if it's like a newer season because I only watch what's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is on Netflix.
Yeah, I only watch. So that is that episode on Netflix.
Yes, of course it is. Nutri Boom, where Charles like gets like brought. It's like a pyramid scheme, and it's about who sells the most like shakes or whatever.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm dropping you out. Anyway, moving on, man.
Love you.
Just moving on. Okay, so I put in my notes for this bit, yeah, like it's just hella cultish, like it's like a cult.
It's a cult. It's Jim Jonestown.
Yeah, it's like Nino. He's back again. He gets quite a lot of camera time. This thing. He's basically
cute.
He is cute. He seems like, and the thing is, it surprised me. He seems like such a normal
Normal
guy.
person. That's the
he
thing.
works in advertising. Like he's a normal guy, a decent
it's normal
guy.
people though. It's well, it's not normal people.
No, but it is. Yeah, like every person.
Yeah, exactly. All types of people.
Nino basically says like you want to obey Pastor Toby. You want to do what he does, and in SPAC Nation, like they're kind of like their philosophy or their vibe is like
in SPAC Nation, you don't ever disobey your leaders.
It's like a cult, right? Like the leader has said this, no one questions anything.
No
all the generals,
daddy.
Literally, all the generals are there to
uphold daddy's wishes.
Enforce all the laws and all that stuff. So it's kind of like
people are going to church where they have generals, and you're not questioning what war are you facing. Like
generals, not deacon, not deaconess, generals.
No, this church makes Greenleaf seem.
Greenleaf is calm.
Like what's that? What's that church called in Greenleaf?
Coventry,
House on the Hill.
No, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
Calvary.
It
makes Calvary seem calm. Like
okay, so you talk about the generals, yeah?
Yeah.
The first one that we get introduced to, Pastor Sam. Did you think Pastor Sam was buff as well?
No, he moved for sick.
Okay, good.
But I don't know if that's in his personality.
Not to judge people's past convictions and stuff. Obviously, live your life, do what you do, recover, and come out of prison and stuff. But he was, attempted robbery.
Fraudulent.
The
thing is that, like, how I don't know. Yeah, people can change. I just know that I wouldn't want to be led by. Why? It's not even actually.
No, it's not about not wanting to be led by someone who has a previous conviction of attempted robbery. It's about the fact that you have a previous conviction for attempted robbery and are displaying similar. Like now, instead of me coming and trying to rob you or coming to your house or doing whatever, I'm like cajoling you, manipulating
it's still
you.
Robbery.
It's still robbery.
Daylight robbery.
Robbery.
And it's like, why do all the leaders in this place have some sort of criminal like past. I don't
The thing is, I get the brand of their church, and the reason why they had so many good documentaries made about them was that, okay, you're taking kids from poorer backgrounds who are doing up crime and you're changing them so they're no longer doing up crime. That's a USP, do you know what I mean? Like, that's a good thing, you know, and it's like, I'm going to relate to you more if you know you're from my end, you know about my life.
Yeah.
You're not from, like, the suburbs saying, oh, you know, it's okay to be all right, you know.
The Calabasas girl.
You don't understand that, like,
the struggle,
you get robbed or there's no money or whatever. So I get that. I don't think that's the problem. It's just that you are still exhibiting...
You're still
perpetrating these things, bruv. Alright, let's get into the trap house. Trap in the bando. I don't want to look like you.
Hey. See, I know my UK stuff.
Okay, well, you know the original song of that. You turn the remix.
The one we're singing, is that the original?
We get into the trap house, okay? Trap stands for take risks and prosper.
Okay.
Fancy. It's like, you know how you were saying, like, when he says, oh, it's not that deep. Like, it's like
literally.
Kids. It's like, oh, trap house. Oh, but not trappers in, like, selling drugs. Trappers in, like, take risks and prosper.
This reminds me of, like...
Which is nothing to do with the Lord,
a tagline of, like, a pyramid scheme. Like, this is what you'd expect from someone selling you, like...
Yeah, they are. They're selling, like, this life of, like, oh, we're so rich.
Did a lot of shit just to live this hit lifestyle. This is a singing pod.
Let's not get copyrighted. Okay, so I put in here basically trap house. Normally it's where, like, the drugs get made, so all that stuff. But obviously what they're making here is souls for Christ. That's the way they're, you know.
What they are making is like, a lot of debt.
For others. They're trying to reclaim the word and do up, like, whatever. Cool, okay. Nino's back.
He back. Like a crack addict at rehab.
Lord. Okay, so this is what we were talking about before. How he's detached from his family, he's suffering from depression,
and stuff like this is... Sorry, can I just say, stuff like this, like, all jokes aside, no, we're doing hee, but stuff like this is sad because it's like, these are real people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, my student loan debt bothers me, okay? I know that debt is hanging over my head. I can't imagine, like, accumulating, like, 10, whatever, however much...
Thousands.
And
then
pounds.
You haven't even spent any of it. So there's no enjoyment.
Exactly.
Like, your student loan debt, you now have a job because of your degree.
Exactly.
So, cool, yeah, I'm in debt, but I got what I needed from it.
Exactly.
It's like an investment.
But then, and it's just like, it's kind of like, these kids are also so young, they don't even understand the effects of, like...
Of the future, of the credit rating.
Literally, right now, you're living in this trap house, whatever you're doing kind of thing, but you don't understand, like, you cannot lease a car, you cannot get a mortgage. These are all things that, like...
Is it what's the episode of Criminal where the girl's mum...
Yes! I just watched I listened to the update.
Same.
If it was me, I'd go bring my mum up from the grave and was scrapping.
Sorry, it's Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel, sorry. Shout out Criminal, though.
Shout out Criminal, boy.
Actually, they don't pay us, so I'm not shouting at anyone.
We just shouted him. Okay, so Nino, they try and basically... Let's say how they say it in the documentary. So in the documentary, they say the Pastor Sam guy comes up to Nino, yo, brother. You know, he basically
You good,
says...
fam?
You good, yeah, right. He basically says...
He said, quite bluntly, I just need £20,000 from you.
I need £20,000 from you.
Do you know what I put here? And I even put very, 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 very many question marks. That's literally the deposit of a house anywhere outside of London.
I put that. It's
only going to be 20 grand now. Tomorrow I'm going to buy a house.
I literally put house deposit in capital letters. And it's mad because think about it, yeah. Nino is he's a normal don. He's a normal guy. Someone comes up to you listening to this, yeah. Someone comes up to you today and says, oh, hey, I need £20,000. Are you alright? It doesn't even...
I'll tell you, okay, first of all, go and buy a lottery ticket and see what God has in store for you because...
It is mad. He says...
If you don't want to give me £20,000 out of your own pocket, we can set up a loan scheme for you of £20,000.
Is everything alright? First of all, you're asking me for £20,000. This is to set up houses for you, man. This has got nothing to do with me.
Literally. If you want to do it, that's on you. Go outside and do fundraising. Come to ask me, one person, 20 grand. Am I Richard Branson? Even if I'm Richard Branson.
Pastor Sam says to him, yeah, like, you will own shares. If you do the loan, you will own shares. So this how I know Nino's not dumb, yeah? Because Nino says, like, okay, cool, but, like, where's the proof?
I really like Nino.
Yeah,
like, take a shot for him because he literally, like, he's clued
cool,
up.
He's cool people. He said, okay, cool, like, where's the proof that I will own shares, innit? And then this is where the whole gaslightingness comes in, yeah? Pastor Sam says...
Are you saying that you don't trust the man of God?
Are you saying that you don't trust the man of God?
Pastor Sam's just like a boyfriend that always cheats.
Gaslighting.
Makes it your fault.
Makes it your fault. I cheated on you because of you.
Yeah, look what you made me do.
Oh, you're saying you don't trust me? You don't trust me? You cheated on me 3 times. What? I'm not supposed to trust you? It's so mad.
It's so mad.
But Nino, he's not dumb. He didn't take out the loan. We thank God. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Okay, so this Lovis girl...
Love this.
From the beginning, I was saying, oh, if this is what church is like, then yeah, I want to do it, yeah.
I felt sympathy for her when they
me
introduced
too.
her, because obviously they...
Yeah, she had. So basically, we learned that she had kidney cancer.
Yeah.
She was being treated for kidney cancer. Like, while this was going on,
And this just makes me feel like you know, like
They have
animals,
no-
like, you know, is it vultures? Vultures wait like
Yeah, till
around
you're dying,
when
that
till you're
carcass,
dying,
yeah.
literally, and the second you die, they start like they
When
can
my man-
smell death. It's a literally like that. I'm not saying she was dying, but what I'm saying is that
No, but
they
it's
could
like,
smell
yeah.
the vulnerability.
Yeah, exactly,
like,
exactly.
oh, perfect prey. Like she's
Exactly.
got shit. Because if I had like cancer, like God forbid or whatever, like I would be in such a vulnerable state. Like only God knows the things I would sign up to and agree to as well.
Exactly.
I'd sign all my money over to
Exactly.
to Beady here.
Which is why I felt bad about the beginning when I was
Yeah.
like, oh, she's moving trash. She was moving trash, but
She was.
obviously
but...
there are other factors to consider.
Mm.
So, what happened now? So yeah, she finds out. Remember with Santoro's brother, yeah, they said to him, "Oh yeah, we'll take out this loan." So he gave them the details. He was complicit in, like, it's still sad and it's still manipulation.
Yeah.
But he was complicit. He was aware of the fact that this loan was being taken out in his name.
Mm-hmm.
Lover's here, poor sis. She finds out they've taken out a 4-year loan in her name. They ask her why it's been taken out, and they say something like...
And they basically said the loan was for the greater good, and they were going to use the money to buy a bigger trap house.
So it's just kind of like, okay, that's all nice and stuff, but how did you get my details? Because as far as Lois is concerned, you don't have my details. How could you open this account when I didn't even know? And then the narrator guy, I wouldn't even talk about Greg, the BBC narrator. He wasn't really that important. He just
No, but I liked his facial expressions because
Yeah.
he showed a lot of like disgust and annoyance and irritation.
I mean, how could he not?
And to be honest, the only other SPAC doc I've watched is the one with Reggie Yates,
Yeah,
and
I
Reggie
didn't
Yates
watch
did
that
a
one.
piss poor like
Is it?
job on. Yeah, like apparently it came out later that apparently like his cousin is in the church. Like his portrayal of SPAC Nation
He
was
was
actually.
at Ghana, you know, he was in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
His portrayal was actually really positive. Like if you've
That's what I'm
never
saying.
heard of SPAC,
This is what I'm saying. All the previous documentaries on SPAC Nation were
have been
good. They were all
literally,
positive.
but his came out after like people had already started talking about.
Oh,
So
right. But Deep It, they probably have recorded that already.
Nah, but it's not this year that people start talking about SPAC.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Because even this documentary we're doing came out last year. Like,
Exactly.
the end of last year,
So
yeah.
he would have been known, but he just did, these are the houses, this is how they're changing lives. Fuck that shit.
Back to Lovis. The narrator guy tells us that she had given her details. She was applying for a job. And she's given her details like when applying for the job, like you normally do. You would do it, I would do it. Calm. Although I don't really understand. I mean, fair enough. It's not your bank details you'd give. You'd give like your name, your date of birth. Those are the sort of like protected characteristics.
Sometimes you do give bank details. Like I've obviously I've gone to like recruitment agencies and stuff like that. Sometimes they do because if it depends on how they choose to employ you. So if they employ you in a company but you're still being paid through the recruitment agency, they take your bank details to have them on.
But I mean, in order to open an account, because obviously they're trying to open a bank account. So they don't need bank account details.
Oh yeah, they don't. That's what I mean. Oh yeah,
exactly. So she had given her details for a job, and it turns out that job agency that she applied through was run by Pastor Sam. Do you know how
it goes all the way to the top? It goes to Trump. China.
No, literally, it goes to the top.
It goes all the way to the top.
It's like a circle of shit. Literally, it's so mad.
Somehow Trump is involved.
That's how they got her details to open a 4-year loan.
Literally,
they have no intention of paying. So anyway, they open a company in her name. And they call it
Lovis Relations.
Lovis Relations. I'm not gonna
lie.
What?
That sounds like a sex toy.
I'm not gonna lie. It was really nice. I liked the name.
But if you heard that, wouldn't you think like it's a sex toy?
No, you only think of it because of the Lovis.
No, I also think of the relations.
I didn't think. Well, maybe now that you say it, yeah. But I don't think.
What would you think they do relations?
Lovis Relations. Like I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it sounded like a nice.
No, it did. And do you know what I even thought when I saw it? I was like, oh, damn, they've registered this now. She can't go and use it.
Exactly. That's
like,
what I thought.
If someone had registered for
It's so peak. Okay, cool. So she asked about it. They lied. La la la. Okay, so we meet this guy, Aaron Chauhan.
Yeah.
His actual title is the Fraud and Financial Crime Solicitor. He basically recaps everything that we've basically been told and just talks about it being, like, actually being fraud. Like, he says...
All of that is dishonesty. All of that is fraud.
So, Mario Mola. Have you got notes on Mario Mola?
I didn't.
You have no notes on Mario Mola? Because that is shocking to me.
I don't. But do you know why? Because they only had one... Her section wasn't that long.
But do you remember... I remember that happening in real time.
I remember when it happened. And then, obviously, this morning I actually spent, like, a good hour, like looking at her up, and I watched her interview with something in the morning. She was talking about being in prison and pregnant and stuff. But they only showed her for like, so if you didn't know who she was, and they showed her for those that she wouldn't have stuck. Yeah.
Okay, so we meet Mariam Mola, and the reason that I kind of know or like knew about her
because
before
of the expose.
It's no, it's not that.
Oh.
It was that, but it was also because Jenny Jenkins, of Beauty by JJ, did a video. Like, not responding to her. She just, I think it was like a get ready with me. She was doing her hair or something. And like, she was talking about different things. And SPAC Nation was one of the things she was talking about.
Did she used to go to SPAC Nation?
No, not that I know of.
Oh, okay. So I still want.
No, listen, because it's just a topic. We're talking about it.
Yeah, but she's not that kind of YouTuber. That's how I was like.
No, but she was just, it's true. But she was just kind of talking about different things. And SPAC Nation happens to be one of the things. Yeah. One of the many things, actually, she spoke about in that video.
Yeah.
And then I think it got back to Mariam Mola. And she just like, who is she? Who is she, man? Like, she ain't even verified. And I was like, no, Beauty by JJ is verified. And I went, she's actually not verified.
But it's so sad because she's an OG, OG.
I just feel like people don't give her accolades.
But then at the same time, you can't just give her someone accolades because, they were here first. Like, compare...
No, but that's accolades, though.
But compare her to... Yeah, I think people talk about her, but talking about verification and stuff, compare her to, like, the other people about...
I still think she should be verified. There's people lesser than her that are verified on Instagram.
But if she has are they less entertaining?
It's not about bare people on Instagram are not entertaining. They're pretty. It's Instagram. I'm not saying like she's Twitter verified or whatever. On Instagram, that she's been posting, she's getting sponsorships like other people. She's getting brand deals like other people.
I don't really see her, so I don't know. And this is for me. This is why I understand why she's not, because I don't see her. Like I will go on my Explore and I'll see Patricia Bright. I'll see, But
then we can't compare Jenny Jenkins and Patricia Bright. Anyway, sorry guys, we're gonna keep pushing.
We digress.
So anyway, so that's why I remember the whole Mariam Mola thing, because basically she was beefing with Beauty by JJ.
I remember her because of the expose. Like, that people making videos.
Yeah.
And best SPAC Nation people used to DM me and be like, "Oh, can you do a video on SPAC Nation?" And then they used to give me information, and I'd be like, "Okay."
As in like ex-SPAC Nation.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Can I interview you?" But no. So
where we gonna go
so I'm just gonna come and be talking, and people will ask me, where'd you get this information from? I can't say like,
where do we go from here? It's true, man. Don't get involved. Okay, so Mariam Mola basically. Okay, so this is her talking.
I don't know what you think is happening in this house. I tell you what to do with your finances. I tell you where you're going. It's not like you have an option. If you have an option as you're leaving the house, yes, sir. As you're leaving the house, drop your key in the letterbox.
And we see text messages of her basically talking about Pastor Toby, basically saying,
that
he's not against the loans and that the generals are doing good. It's kind of like, my merry man, well done, you're getting the money in.
I did kind of feel like they could have done better with the text. If they had a whole WhatsApp, whatever, it was very like...
It was
weird.
When you think about it like with the critical mind, we don't know that these texts are real, because it wasn't as if like we saw a group chat with them man in it. It literally was them like doing a... It
was like on his iPad, and then it looked like not pictures, but it was
like
weird.
A graphic that they made.
Yeah, of the WhatsApp.
That they tagged, exactly.
And I was like, if you got a whole chat, can you give us some context? It literally was just like PT is, because they call him PT again. Yeah. PT.
Every time I say PT, I say personal trainer.
Literally, they're like PT okay with loans.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, okay, this sounds like some cryptic code. And what's next? What else? Following from that,
Sema's back. He took out a loan of $2,000, and he was told that they paid it back, but they hadn't. He left the church, so he came to his senses. He's done with SPAC Nation. He's living his best life, and then he gets a letter, which makes you think, he gets a letter saying he's been accepted for a £5,000 loan. Yeah, so they're moving mad. So clearly they've taken out a loan in his name, but they've been sloppy with it because the correspondence is still going back to his house.
Yeah.
Luckily, because had it not, he would have had a £5,000 loan in his name.
But do you know how scary that is? Do you know
that's simple?
Literally, do you know how scary that is to know that people could actually just take out shit in your name?
They can.
This is why you rip up your addresses when you get letters, okay? I cannot emphasize this shit enough.
Yeah. They take out a £5,000 loan in his name. He gets a letter saying this has happened. He's like, well gone for this. And so he contacts Amigo Loans, who did the loan thing, and they do a fraud investigation. And it's like all well and good because they figure out that like he
so lucky,
so lucky.
Could have been like Lovis.
Yeah, because what's his name? Sema basically says,
I haven't shared my details with anyone outside of my family for years, and it was only SPAC who I shared it with.
He says, I haven't shared my details with anyone for years, just my family and SPAC Nation.
So, okay, also that made me be like, okay, so you have a family that you're close enough to share. Because I don't even think my family have my bank details. Well, actually, my parents do.
It's not about being close. No, who's got your bank details? No one's got my bank details. Did you go to your phone and be like, oh, hey, these are my bank details?
No, but like, like when your parents want to send you money and shit. Or my siblings have my bank details.
Okay, I get what you mean in terms of like this sort code and account number.
Yeah.
But that's not what you need to open up to request a loan.
But if they have that, do you not feel like they could do some other stuff to get everything else? They just need your address and your name to open up. Isn't that it? What else do you need?
Yeah, I suppose.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, I suppose.
But why would you sharing it with church?
If you've got my account details, it's to give me money.
Yeah.
Not to... But then I guess, actually, yeah, because these like quick loan things, obviously they've approved your loan now. They need someone
especially if you go to all these like loan shark almost companies, not these legit, like, what's that, Barclays or like...
It's true, because they'll ask for your account details to put the money in.
Exactly. Yes, all these other quick ones, they don't care.
Quick loans.
Quick loans, quick quid.
They don't care. But yeah, so basically, I didn't even think about that bit. He's got a family.
Yeah, you've actually got a family that you're close enough to, like, not like Nino, who was like, he's estranged. Like, so why are you... And like, what? I just don't understand the concept of church needing to have your... Again, because I go to Catholic church, it's very like, church ends after the 45 minutes of the service.
Ooh, 45 minutes, what a
life. I know,
life.
like, church ends then, like, why do the church need my details?
They don't need your details.
This is what I'm saying, like, I don't understand this concept.
But I feel like at this point, do you know what it is? They don't just come to you initially and be like, hey, give me $2,000.
They build that trust.
Yeah, it's like grooming. Do you know what I mean? It's like financial grooming. Oh, speaking of financial grooming, I'm on fire. So,
you is on point.
Aaron the solicitor is back, yeah? And he says...
You've got people in trust who are effectively financially grooming young people.
And they are literally being financially groomed. Like, they're young, they're vulnerable, they don't have much money.
They're impressionable.
They're seeing all this wealth around them. Like, they're thinking, okay.
And unfortunately, like, the thing about, like, being young now is just, like, the pressure. Like, literally, when it was my age, like, I was allowed to walk around with shitty eyebrows, burnt out lip gloss, like all that kind of stuff. Like it was okay. I didn't have
the hair shop lip gloss.
Hair shop lip gloss. It was okay to not have like the best of the best. We were all just young and dumb and living off mum. But like these kids nowadays, like literally, they have to have this. They have to big designers. Like they're
even from hair. Like we used to do Premium 2, Premium Now. And
I remember when I was my first Brazilian. I literally...
I was at uni.
Literally, mine was in college. Do you remember I got it in college? And I was telling you lots like, this is the way forward.
No, like, Nicole always used to have Brazilian.
Oh, yeah, she
like,
did.
from the beginning.
Literally, yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah. I was telling you that. And my first Brazilian, I'm not even ashamed to say it was one that my mum had bought. She'd used once and she wanted a longer length. And she gave it to me. And then I did it. And I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I remember the feeling. It was so... I was like, guys, it's so light on your head. It feels like you're... Like, it's crazy.
It's different now. Like, they I feel like they are under more pressure. But in this situation, it is literally grooming because they are vulnerable. And the thing is that you're in a space that you perceive to be safe.
Safe. That's the scariest thing. It's like, find out my family is like that podcast we're talking about. Yeah. Like, it's scary.
Right, so next we see Pastor Toby's former house. £2.6 million.
I put here that he rented a £2 million house with a Rolls Royce parked in front.
In Croydon.
And this is the thing I'm trying to... Well, Croydon. Nothing would lead me to this Croydon.
I can't cuss Croydon anymore.
That's a personal problem to you. But no, this is what I mean when I go back to that whole thing of I just don't agree with someone whose only job is being a church leader, living such... I understand like living a life, a comfortable life, a nice life. Yeah, like it's a job at the end of the day. They do deserve to go on holiday kind of thing, but it shouldn't be... Why do you need a Rolls Royce? Yeah. A Honda Accord will still get you from point A to B. Why must you have a Rolls Royce? This house was ridiculous.
The thing is, I think with the house, the justification behind it is like the whole trap house thing, having people live with you, being able to house other people. That is the justification. I mean...
But then can I also ask, didn't you find this weird? Because as we got to this bit especially, doesn't Pastor Toby have a wife?
I don't know.
Okay, I found it really weird.
Does he have a wife?
I don't know. This is the thing. I've never heard him...
Does he wear a ring? Does he wear a ring?
Now I feel like I need to go back and watch and see.
Really
but then I feel like I found it problematic because there's this man at the top. Okay, older man, by the way. He must be in his late 40s, early 50s. Massive house that he claims he lives in with members of the congregation and stuff. And I can't really see a family structure for him. Yeah. I find that... I'm not saying... I haven't heard anything about
like
sexual...
a random guy who came and then now is just taking over everything.
Literally, Piper. Not R. Kelly. because I'm not going to put those allegations on someone. I haven't heard anything or ever about any like sexual kind of...
Yeah, that's not the vibe at all.
But I just find it very weird.
I mean, he seems like a strange guy.
In general, in a lot of ways.
He
seems like that guy at school that wasn't that guy. And now
exactly.
he's like, I have to be that guy. Exactly. Literally.
And you know what's weird about this bit as well, yeah? They're going through how much like money they've raised. So the first, they say, in the first 5 months of 2018...
The total that has been managed to be raised since from January to May is 216,240.
And then the total in that year...
This total this year, including crossover, is 761,440.
I have that in caps.
He says by the end of June they need to reach £1 million.
I was like, what in the holy hell are you doing?
Honestly, like, why?
For why? And you're saying that they need to raise $1 million. Like, what in the holy hell are you lots doing with all of that money? It doesn't even make sense. Like, what do you need £1 million a year to do? Literally. Like, what are you raising that money for? And nobody's asking.
It's so mad. It's so mad. It's like that scene was just like
it was
and
crazy.
Then all of the henchmen were there, like,
and then the one that had raised the most, they were all clapping for him, and he was really like, it's nothing.
I'm just like, you man,
mad. You man are moving mad, fam.
Mad still. Curtis with a K
is back and he's buff,
and
he's still buff.
Back and I'm better.
Do you see him with the kid? That could be our kid one day. Remove that. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. Redacted.
I'm leaving this in. Alright, so Curtis with a K and the beard. She's looking at me. He basically tells us how like Pastor Toby ridicules people if they don't bring enough money.
It's really bad.
I mean, and you get that anyway from that clip where he's like, £1,000 is not that deep.
Yeah,
you kind of understand it's like literally you're trying to shame somebody, and there is an element of okay, yeah, but why would you let yourself be shamed? Okay, cool, there's that, but also it's just being in. It's like. If you're in this space, you can't really see yourself. You can't see the forest from the trees.
And also, if everybody else is in that space with you, like say for example, our squad. So we have a squad outside of just the two of us, but we have other friends that we're also friends with. Say for example, in our squad, if I join this church, you man would be like, "What are you doing?" Kind of thing. Like,
yeah, but imagine me and you go together.
That's what I'm saying. And also imagine all of us were in that church and we're all doing the same thing. How can you see your like ass from the clouds? Is that the thing they say? Your head from the clouds?
Where did you get asked from?
I don't know. There's something to ask. This pod is changing into something else. It's still about documentaries.
The presenter asks Curtis about the money, you know? So they make all this money. These people come, they bring money into the room. So yes, I
found that weird as well. I feel like it's a lie.
Talk about that bit. Yeah, because deeper. Okay, cool. So we're hearing all these bad things about SPAC Nation from ex-SPAC Nation members, and not to say anyone's lying, but we also, with the critical mind, have to think. Okay, maybe there's an exaggeration. Maybe there's a bit of embellish. Yeah, maybe we don't know. Obviously, we don't know. All we know is what the documentary is showing us. So you always have to think in the back of your mind. Okay, he could be chatting shit. Maybe not. Whatever.
That bit reminded me of Ghanaian stew. Follow me here with this. Like they add a lot of stuff in their stew, like boiled egg, this, that. It was just like I felt like he was doing a bit too much with that. I don't believe people coming into meetings. I wish you guys could see her face. For those of you who don't know me, this is my train of thought, anyways. But yeah, I feel like nobody's coming to this meeting with bags of money. This isn't like fucking like power.
You know, he said no.
Pablo Escobar.
He actually says this. He says
you walk into a room, you see 14 to 15 people with bags of money, and they're just some cash machines running.
Literally, like, bare people are going to be in a room, they bring money, and then this is the bit, they have the cash machines, like the cash counter.
I was just imagining like a Cardi B video, like with the money. They spray on the strippers with the money guns.
No, that was Collie Red. No, it was Mariah Lynn. I bust my money gun on these bitches.
Yeah, with the gun.
I bust my money gun on these bitches. Yeah. I see.
But this is what I mean. Like, he could have just told us, like, we go to meetings and they discuss, like, huge amounts of money. And we would have bought it.
But imagine if this happens, though.
Okay. But then the thing is that it just doesn't make sense. The amount of money they're talking about, you don't withdraw, like, 50 grand.
No, you don't withdraw 50 grand. But I give you £1,000. She gives you £1,000.
But who gives grands in money? If this thing is all bank transactions,
but it's not though. Okay, so there's two. Okay, so this is keep up with me.
Are you a SPAC Nation? You got all the
this is what I've
deduced.
Come on, word of the day app. What I've deduced is that there's two streams of
income
of fraudulent behaviour. One is fraudulation. One of them is, give me your money, offer it every week. I want £1,000, I want £1,000. Cool. That's the money.
So do you think people would be really putting $1,000 in that offering?
Maybe. Or maybe they're
I can tell you,
transferring.
if I was in that church and I saw someone putting $1,000, I would take that $1,000 right back up in my wallet.
Lord forgive her.
This is why I don't...
So the second is the whole taking out loans for other people. Do you know what I mean? Which is then, because deeper, they say, okay, you've got a £2,000 overdraft, withdraw $1,500. That's what we've been seeing in this thing.
Yeah.
So then they've got the money that way, and then they've got the money this way.
So are you saying...
You can take out...
Because I feel like the loan withdrawals with the whatever, that's where the bulk of the income comes from, because they're talking bigger money. So
but that's like a one-time transaction. If I say to you, give me $1,000 a week, that's $4,000 in a month.
I don't know, in my head I just...
How many loans can you take out for one person?
I just assumed that the $1,000 a week would be like a bank transaction.
And another thing that he said, I don't know if this was later on, but he basically said, look, it's not just young people in our church. We have very wealthy older people. We have doctors. We have lawyers. We have all the other people. Basically trying to cover up or
Do you
explain.
buy that? Because in a sense, it doesn't make sense the way they live, that all this money's come from these kids.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But then at the same time, they do have a very... Like, they've got churches all over the place now.
Yeah.
It's popping up like flipping the plague.
I think that they probably have...
Rich donors. But then... You
like
have to question
professionals.
What's in it for them? Like, me as a professional, okay?
No, but being surrounded by that kind of like wealth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But those people are in the
not,
minority.
But you're thinking about professional. It's nothing to do with like your job and prospects. But like, you go to church, you're gonna go to a church. Do you know what I mean? You're a Christian. You're gonna go to a church, whether it's where everyone's poor, where everyone's rich. So you've been in this place where like you're surrounded by people like Pastor Toby who drive a Lamborghini, whose house costs 2.6 million. Like, you probably have the the richie and the...
So that's the incentive. But I wonder what the incentive...
I don't know, maybe. Or they're just friends with Pastor Toby and they just... I don't know. But I do believe that they probably do... I don't think that explains the bulk of their income, but I do think that explains some of their income.
It, yeah. I guess.
So they ask Curtis with a K where the money goes. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool, there's all this money. Where does it go? And he says...
From there, I don't know exactly where it goes, but it goes quickly.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
What's that thing? I was thinking of the Kanye West. Nobody knows, but it's provocative.
That's not what I was on, but okay. Apparently, they had fundraising targets. Okay.
This is when I screamed. Just say it. Because if I say it, it's going to be bad.
Pastor Toby... We hear him basically, Pastor Toby, like, oh, how much do we need monthly?
What amount does this work need monthly? And I put it at, we need £1 million monthly. 1 million.
£1 million monthly.
He said the way
not Naira.
GB.
1 million Great British pounds.
He
monthly.
said it. The way he said it is what really pissed me off. He was like, this what's it, this project or this whatever we're doing, £1 million. That's what we need monthly. What are you doing that requires £1 million monthly? Like, what are you doing? Are you rebuilding the Taj Mahal? Like, what are you doing?
Any sense? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense.
It's just like, I feel like that whole church is like an alternate universe where like anything goes.
Yeah.
Because even the audacity,
like a bubble.
Of someone to jump on like Periscope for one and come and ask you for £1 million monthly. At that point, I would log out of my computer.
And then it's a case of, okay, somebody can be mad for asking that question. But then everyone becomes mad because you're now it's becoming like something you're actually considering
literally
about.
And they're all scrambling. That's what Curtis was saying, that after that announcement they were all like scrambling trying to figure out how they were going to raise this.
Yeah. And the other thing about this whole money thing, and this is what we were kind of speaking about when it comes to the Pastor Toby thing, he said that he didn't want to be interviewed, surprise but he said that he doesn't get a salary from the church.
He says that he lives off the like gifts and what friends do you have? Because I want them too.
I need them.
I need that. Listen,
I want that. I need that.
You gonna do this the easy way or the hard way? Like, I understand, like, if you say you're living off gifts and you're living like in a 1-bed studio, apartment, driving, nothing, because that's probably what you could afford, and going to church. Gifts and donations do not account for 2 million pounds rent, a Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, kind of Gucci this part. It's not, the maths doesn't add up. The limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist.
Like,
okay, this is a bit I wanted to get into, because this just really annoyed me. We meet this last person in the documentary.
Were you annoyed by her?
Gracie.
Yeah.
She pissed me off.
Really?
She pissed me off. I do think that she was manipulated. Again, that's the bottom line. But she was kind of happy. Okay, let's...
Yeah, but then, okay.
Let's get into it.
Because there's something she said earlier on that I want to talk about.
What? Gracie?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
It was like her opening gambit. She called him like father.
Right.
Like this father figure. And that for me just showed me like the depths that a lot of these people are in. Because some of these people don't have fathers.
No, I understood. It's deep. It's not just the one time I asked you for money, you gave it to me thing.
Yeah, it made me feel really uncomfortable. It's like he literally like is like a hawk, like no vulture, preying on like the young and the restless.
She says, yeah, she's the bold and the beautiful. She says, yeah, she was giving offering. So as like normally going to church, living her life, giving offering at church. But then she lost her job.
He's like, yeah, like you're not working, you should get universal credit to obviously support you, and obviously you can give seed. I'm just like, oh yeah, I never really thought about that. Makes sense.
And so the pastors or whoever it is suggest that she goes on benefits so you can use the money to give offering.
And it's like, this is the point where it's like red flag, red flag, red flag. Because it's like, if you're really in the church that is doing the work of God, if you go to a pastor like, oh, I'm unemployed, shouldn't like his first thought be like, oh, okay, like, let me see who I can like connect you with that could offer, what area do you work in? Okay, let's see how the church can help you. Not, okay, jump on benefits so you can give so you can. Exactly. Not so you can survive, just so you can give the church money.
Yeah. The thing is that like, I understand being like young, and like even when I was young, if my parents would tell me to do something, like, or maybe if my dad like would, I don't know, if, for example, say he ran a red light, you'd be kind of like, oh, you shouldn't do that. But my dad did it, so it's okay. Yeah, it must be okay. And like what you're saying about the whole father figure thing, she's probably thinking, oh, okay, like they're doing this, it should be okay. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's not a problem. So I understand that. Yeah,
she was like, and she did say, she was like, I couldn't believe that. I wouldn't believe that my father would
lead me astray. Yeah, exactly. So they fill out the form for her. They do everything for her. They give her instructions on WhatsApp, and then Gracie's like,
next thing I know, there's like money in my account.
Next thing I know, there's money in my account.
Yeah, that bit was like, and she's smiling. It's like, but
she's
then at the
smiling,
same,
like the memory of it is elate. Like,
but I do think that's just her disposition. Because later you see, like when she gets upset, she's still smiling. I think that's just how she is.
Do you know what it is about this? Yeah, I think it's because it's the whole benefits thing, and there's people who like I've had a patient, like some old white woman who was like, oh, these foreigners, they come here and they like overdo it on the benefits, and they this and they that, and benefits were created to actually help people. So okay, let's go back to the benefits thing. She filled out the form. They changed details to say that she has 2 kids.
I didn't understand that because she did an interview, so you would have asked her, do you have dependents, and she would have said no. Then how did they change?
No, I don't know how it works. But they changed the details on the form probably before she got to the interview to say she has kids. That way she'll get more money. Right? And it's like, there's people actually out there who do have kids who need that money. And the stigma of, oh, you foreigners here, not even the whole taking our jobs thing, but like taking our money, like abusing this system, which is so fickle and frail already because of the years and years of abuse. It really annoyed me. It was like, fam, you were here celebrating, I got £1,200. Anyway, she got what's coming to her, but I got £1,200 just like that. Like, she was really happy about it. And then she, in her situation, she sent some of the money to the pastors and then she got to keep the rest, which was an anomaly because all the other ones,
didn't have to.
From the stories that they told, they took out whatever it was that they were required and then like
left them high and dry.
I don't know what the rest was.
But even the left, when I did the maths, I'm really bad at maths here, but she got 1,200. She gave one like 500, the other one 300.
I remember thinking she had £600. I remember thinking she had £600.
800 minus 1,200.
So £400 then.
That's what that's what you risked it all for. £400.
Fast forward.
That's half of that is.
But deep what you were saying, someone who's vulnerable and someone who's that age, £400 is a lot. Remember when £400 was a lot of money to you?
Yeah, I mean.
Now it's what bills, car. It's not that much.
Doesn't even cover.
This is what I'm saying. So fast forward now. Spoiler: she is fined.
You are going to jail. Ma'am, you are going to jail. What is you doing?
She is fined and she has to repay the money. So she's like, I'm paying it back.
You know, this is why it's good to listen to it twice because I watched it the first time. I thought, she only has to pay because I heard £600. Oh, she only has to pay £600. And then they were like, you have to pay it plus you've been fined £600.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I was like, I see why you're in tears, sis.
Yeah, that's me. Woo! So like I was saying that I don't even feel sorry for her because you were very complicit. You were aware, and they said keep the money, and you kept the money, so you knew this is dodgy. Yeah, honestly. So I don't really feel bad for her.
But then this is the thing that I can't wrap my head around. I can't imagine being this. I don't know what the word is, but like influenced or whatever. Because it's like I can't imagine myself sitting here, driving whatever I'm driving, struggling to get by. And then I'm seeing a pastor who drives a Lambo every day, lives in this house, and I still feel comfortable donating. Like it would, or giving, seeding.
This is the thing, giving
planting your seed.
This is the thing, like, if you're, because when you give the money, right, it's to the church.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Pastor Toby, like, your life is so lavish. There is no explanation for where this income is coming from.
Yeah.
So am I paying for your Lambo then?
Fam, if
that's where the problem lies.
And it's like, if you're gonna like rob well, like go and set up like a laundry like every other criminal. Clean your cash. If someone asks me, like, oh yeah, it's coming through the laundry, like has Breaking Bad taught you people nothing? Like, Lord. Clean your cash.
But yeah, we're getting to the end now of this saga. Loki, they say they want to expand to universities. That's where all the young souls are, which is just like mad. Like, it reminds me of the whole like Klarna thing. Like, this whole Klarna thing is mad because young people are using Klarna and they don't know any better. So like me now at my 25 years of age, like it's kind of like, okay, cool. Like, I know that this doesn't make sense. If I can't afford it, I should be buying it.
Especially clothes.
That's what I'm saying. It's clothes.
I literally did an interview with BBC on this, and it was like, I can't wrap my head around the concept of it's leasing clothes.
Getting into debt for clothes.
Clothes. And it's like,
cheap clothes.
Literally, the woman asked me, she was like, if this had been available when you were at uni, would you have used it? I was like, yeah. Because I wouldn't have known better. I'd have just known that, oh, there's this coat rave that I want to go to. I need this dress. I'm going to buy it.
And you'd be like, okay, well, I don't have to pay for it right now. Exactly. I get my thingy in April. So
I'll pay for it then. And
but
these kids are literally, and it's like, I saw so many tweets about, oh, you should know better. But financial literacy is not something everybody is. Like, I was blessed to have like parents who could teach me, and other people learn other ways, but not everybody has that. Yeah. So you can't sit here and say, oh, you should know better.
And then also like the desire for keeping up appearances
supersedes.
It supersedes your knowledge that you do have or your common sense.
And it's what the kids these days aren't even allowed an ugly phase. These kids are coming out. These kids have better makeup than me, you know. Yeah, it's mad. Literally better makeup, better hair.
I'm sorry, my children have to have an ugly face. You're gonna be ugly.
It builds character.
It does. It really does.
Now when I'm like, yeah, I'm buff because I know where I was coming from. I know where my eyebrows were paper thin. I couldn't do lash. So it's a blessing.
Before we end, Curtis of the K and his beard is back. Basically saying what we're all basically saying, which is that
SPAC has to be shut down. Toby, he has to be held accountable for everything that has gone on.
And suddenly everyone's doing an investigation now. Like apparently, like the
oh yeah, they said that the charity commission has launched. They're not even investigation. They've launched an inquiry. What does that even mean? Because you know churches are registered as charities.
Yeah.
So they've launched an inquiry.
But there were like two key things that were said at the end that I read. I'm sure you've got them in your notes.
I don't think so. All the last thing I've put is that the Met Police are considering investigating fraud. So they're not investigating fraud. They're considering investigating fraud.
Yeah. Well, the two things I had was he's a fucking Tory. Did you see him at...
Oh, yeah, the Boris...
You Tory scum!
Listen.
Surprise.
Black people make money and they forget how they were treated in this country.
Literally. I thought... I can see that, tell it in his beady little eyes, Pastor Toby had immigration issues himself. Like, I can tell. Literally. And like, now you're a Tory. He looked so lost and confused. Literally, there's a point where he turned back and I was like, you look confused. Get the hell out of there.
And the thing is that, so that scene where he was at the Tory National Party, whatever it is they call it, yeah. It was
very strategic.
It was like somebody recording on his phone. As if he said, oh, come on, record me. Come on.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and let them know I'm here with Boris.
Exactly.
Send it back to my village
Boris
people.
doesn't care about you, bro.
They don't care about your ass, your black ass.
Not literally.
And then the second thing that I had here that was a really key point for me was like, Vic said, so Vic Santana, shout out Vic. He said that it's because they're black. That no one cares. Like, and it's true. If these were little white kids losing money, oh my, FBI, MI5, Secret Service, my FBI agent would even stop watching me behind the camera screen. And he'd gone to him, hey girl, how you doing? He would have gone to investigate. Like, it's so like it's because like, nobody cares. Like,
it's like poverty, literally, like, poverty.
And it's like literally, this is why they don't even hide their shit anymore. Because I kept saying like, this is being done open. Yeah. They don't hide. They don't need to anymore because nobody cares. Because the kids being affected by this are black. They're looking for a reason to lock up black kids. So, oh, you got bad credit, you got debt, you took out a fraudulent note, we're going to lock your ass up. Literally, like, they don't care because I still don't understand how this church is allowed to function. There are other churches like this that have white leaders and the stuff affects white people and they've been shut down. There's like the Mormon church as well, where they had, is it the Seventh Latter-day Saints, where that guy, like, he was marrying like young girls.
Ew.
Yeah, like, you know the Mormons, like, they have like 20 wives.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm just trying to give you all the tea, okay? But literally, like, the second, like, the stuff started coming out that he was marrying like young girls, something Jeffrey, something, his Will, something, yeah. The police were on him like this. They hunted that man. He was like,
okay, but that is, you're marrying young girls. That's quite different.
No, but the point, I know it's different, but the point of the matter is, like, these are all, like, white people that are being affected by stuff going on in the church, kind of thing. And it's like, but
I agree.
The second,
I just think it's just not that deep to them. Like,
I think it's because it's not they're black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
yeah,
therefore
so
it's not that deep to them.
Yeah.
But basically, that was SPAC Nation. There was no closure. There was no resolution. SPAC Nation still exists today. They're still running. They probably have church service on Sunday.
And they are expanding. They do. I did a Goog. They have church service on Sunday. You can call them. They're open. They're ready for business. Mariam Mola is still doing her thing. Still.
Matty.
Yeah, it's all mad.
Right. Well, thanks for listening. If you got this far, thanks for making it this far.
Welcome to our first episode. Welcome to the madness that is Two Girls, One Dog.
Honestly. The next documentary that we're going to do is called The Rachel Divide. And it's about Rachel Dolezal.
This is very close to my heart for numerous reasons.
Yeah, it is.
I think I'll emphasise why.
Yeah, of course, during the thing.
Yeah.
So to end this episode, we're going to play you a trailer of that. But before then, you can find us on Instagram at 2 girls, 1 doc, DOC. You can find me on Instagram at Miss Beady. On Twitter at Miss Beady, but I don't really tweet.
It takes her 10 working days to see one DM I've sent her.
Yeah,
so by the time I've sent it to her, I'm not even laughing at the shit I've sent anymore. So
Yeah. Where can we find you?
You can find me at Fourens. That's FOURENS on Twitter, underscore, don't get that underscore. Instagram Fourens with 2 underscores, and also on YouTube, Fourens. And you can also find us, 2 girls, 1 doc on Twitter. We will be posting links to the docs we watch, a few clips and other good stuff. And we'll also be posting the drinks we drink when we record, because we like to drink. Ow!
Yeah, so here's the trailer for The Rachel Divide.
See ya!
Are you African American?
I don't understand the question.
Are your parents, are they white?
The double life has made international news.
Rachel Dolezal has resigned her post as the head of the Spokane NAACP.
Are you black?
Yes.
What? I know what other people say about me. All she has to do is just say she's white, and then everything's fine.
You can't tell my mom what to do. And you can't tell her how to think.
You're not black. I was biologically born white, but I identify as black.
But she's done a lot for the community.
I'm benched from the game right now.
Life goes on.
Should I go in?
No.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
How y'all doing, man? Would you please move?
Where do you want me to park?
Just move from out in front of my shop, now.
Rachel is the epitome of white privilege, portraying a persona of the stereotype of a black woman.
Is insulting.
We will rise above this.
Now we're having a national discussion about something called transracial.
I don't know what's fact and what's fiction.
There's clearly some complicated family dynamics at play here.
We were just white people with skin conditions.
There's so many layers to this.
If somebody has hope, don't take that away from them.
I like your style, but I don't feel that you share the struggle. Discrimination in stores, discrimination in schools,
self-hatred towards your skin, body shape.
Not being the picture of beauty in American society.
There's no denying it.